So you're a dog owner in Roswell, and you're thinking about finding a trainer. It can definitely feel like a huge decision, right? Well, don't worry. We're going to walk you through everything you need to know, from different training methods to local rules, to help you and your dog have the best life possible, right here in our community. The whole point of training is actually pretty simple. It's just to make your life together more fun. I mean, think about it. Being able to take calm walks down Main Street or having a blast at the dog park without any stress. That's what it's all about. Okay, so here's our game plan. We're going to look at training specifically for life here in Roswell, go over the different training methods, talk about how to actually pick a good trainer, figure out the costs, and then wrap up with some local rules and resources you'll want to know about. First things first, training a dog here in Roswell, it's not just about teaching sit and stay. It's about getting them ready for our unique environment, from the quiet residential streets to the busier spots around town, so they can be a confident, happy part of the community. All right, next up, let's talk about training methods. You'll want to get a handle on the different philosophies trainers use, and also the different ways training is delivered. Like group classes versus one-on-one sessions. Finding the right fit for your dog is key. You're going to hear this term a lot, positive reinforcement, and for good reason. It's what almost every modern certified trainer uses. Basically, it's all about rewarding the behavior you want to see, whether that's with a treat, a toy, or praise. It's way more effective, and it builds a really strong bond of trust between you and your dog. So you generally have two main options for how the training happens. Group classes are awesome for learning basic manners and for getting your dog used to being around other dogs in a safe, controlled way. But if you have specific issues at home, like your dog goes crazy when the doorbell rings, private sessions are perfect because you get that focused, personalized attention. And within those formats, you'll find different kinds of programs. You've got puppy classes, which are all about socialization. Basic obedience covers the fundamentals. Behavior modification is for more serious issues like fear or anxiety. And then there's board and train, which is a really intensive live-in option. Okay, so you know what kind of training you're looking for. Now, how do you find the right person? Let's get into the nitty-gritty of how you can check out a trainer's qualifications and what you should be asking them. Let me be clear, certifications really do matter. They prove that a trainer has put in the work to learn modern ethical methods. For general obedience, keep an eye out for letters like CPD-TKA or KPA-CTP. If you're dealing with more serious behavior stuff, certifications like CBCCKA or IAABC-CDC show an even higher level of expertise. Think of this slide as your personal cheat sheet. When you're talking to a potential trainer, ask these 5 questions. Their answers will tell you pretty much everything you need to know about their approach, their qualifications, and how they run their business, so you can feel really confident in your choice. All right, let's talk about the practical side of things, the budget. What should you expect to pay for professional dog training here in the Roswell area? So looking at some typical prices, a 6-week group class usually falls somewhere between $130 and $220. A single private lesson will cost a bit more per hour, but you can see that buying a package saves some money. And of course, the board and train programs are the biggest investment because they're so intensive. Just to zero in on that, for 1 hour of one-on-one help right in your own home, you should probably plan for it to be in the $80 to $130 range. This is often a really great way to start, especially if you have 1 or 2 specific things you want to work on. Okay, moving on from the trainer themselves, being a great dog owner in Roswell also means knowing the local rules of the road and knowing where you can go to have fun and practice all those new skills. These are the big 3 to keep in mind. First, Roswell does have a leash law. Anytime your dog is off your own property, they need to be on a leash. Second, a rabies vaccine is required by law. And third, excessive barking can actually get you in trouble, which is another great reason to work on training. Now, you might be wondering if trainers need a special license. While New Mexico doesn't have a specific certification for dog trainers, anyone operating a business here does need a City of Roswell business license. It's a good basic thing to check for. Now for the fun stuff. You need places to practice, right? For working on things like recall, off-leash, the fenced dog parks at Enchanted Lands or Cielo Grande are perfect. And when you're ready to test your leash skills with more distractions, the trails at Spring River Park or Bottomless Lakes are fantastic options. Okay, this is the question every single dog owner wants to know. How long is this going to take? And the honest answer is, it depends. It depends on your dog, the specific issue, and probably most important of all, how consistent you are. If you've just adopted a dog, this is a really helpful guideline to remember. It's called the 3-3-3 rule. It just helps set realistic expectations that it takes a new dog time to settle in, and a good trainer will always respect that adjustment period. For general good manners, things like sit, stay, or walking nicely on leash, you can usually expect to see some real progress in about 4 to 6 weeks. But notice that last part, with consistent practice. What you do in between your training sessions is just as important as the sessions themselves. In the end, this is all about making your life with your dog better, less stressful, and a lot more fun. We wish you the best of luck finding that perfect training partner. Having that well-behaved buddy by your side is going to open up a whole new world of things you can enjoy together, right here in Roswell.